A lack of good quality water has become a significant issue for many farm businesses across Victoria. As a result, an increasing number of landholders are looking at dams as a way of overcoming the water crisis. Dams, however, are not always the easy solution they appear to be. Many farm dams fail shortly after construction, some may leak or never fill with water. Careful planning, siting and construction is critical to achieve a successful result.
My name is Alan Neander, and my wife and I, Janine, run a cattle breeding operation of about 380 cows, spring calving cows, and about 900 crossbred ewes.
In 2014, we bought a nearby property called Caramar.
The positives to buying Cararmar were increasing our production and securing our future income for our retirement. At the time, Janine had retired from teaching, and so we'd lost that income. So we thought this was a good move for us. It was nearby, and it fitted our system.
It offered us the chance to grow our business, but there was a downside. We were concerned that the existing water infrastructure might not meet our projected needs.
On our first drive around, we could tell that the water supply wasn't great here. The dams were small and shallow. We realised that it wouldn't be enough in a dry year. Even in a normal summer, I could see that the cattle didn't like the dams that they had because they were too shallow and muddy. We realised that needed improvement, so that became part of our planning process then.
We were determined not to repeat what we had experienced during the 2006 drought.
I think the 2006 drought taught us a few lessons. The creek, which we'd always relied on the other property, which probably only ever dried up for about 1 week at a time, dried up for up to 4 months, and that really spurred us into action to do something about our water supply.
Rather than guessing at any potential shortfall, we did a water budget, and it became clear that water would be in short supply if we didn't plan ahead.
Well, the water budget actually told us that we were very short on water, and from that we just needed to do something about it. But the main question was, how much stock could we carry here? How much did they drink per day? And how long would the dry period be? So those were some of the questions we asked ourselves.
And with future demand likely to increase, we had to make some critical decisions. Was building a dam the best plan?
First, we were looking at putting bores in. The attraction of bores, if you can find the water, is that it's usually clean water and it's possibly more reliable than surface water. That process wasn't successful and was quite expensive.
Your local agricultural officer can advise you on a range of alternatives.
Well, a new dam isn't always the best solution. You need to do a realistic cost-benefit analysis. Many rural landholders are tapping into newly constructed pipelines, and others are treating saline water through desalination plants.
After considering a number of options, we decided that one large dam, properly constructed and sited, could ensure a sufficient supply of water.
When we were looking for a site for the dam, the previous 2 winters we'd been looking around the farm to see where water would run, and paddocks that were lacking in water, and once we'd worked out where the water would run, we chose a spot, and from there we had it surveyed.
Deciding how big the new dam needed to be required a detailed calculation of our current needs. But we also had to consider how the family might farm Caramar into the future.
So you can budget on 29,000 litres per head per year for beef cattle and 2,200 litres per head per year for sheep on pasture.
We need approximately 4.2 megalitres per year to make Caramar viable.
It is critical that you calculate your total water needs. The Farm Water Calculator on the Ag Victoria website is a great way to do this. During the 2013 to 2016 drought, many dams in Western and Northern Victoria received no runoff for a period up to 3 years.
Something you need to take into account is replenishment period when determining how big to make a dam. And it describes how long the water has to last before significant refills. You know, you would want to have at least 1.5 years worth of supply or a few dry seasons to see you through.
Our dam needs to store 6.3 megalitres for our current situation and may increase in the future.
All dams lose a significant amount of water to seepage and evaporation. A dam can lose about 60% of its volume due to evaporation each year, and that can be masked by regular rainfall events. All dams lose water through seepage, and that really needs to be accounted for in your losses. And it varies with soil type, but you can use about 3% of your dam volume lost to seepage each year.
You can find the annual evaporation estimates on your farm water calculator website.
Combining your evaporative losses and your stock and domestic water supply requirements for the replenishment period you have chosen, you can see how big your dam needs to be. So in Alan and Janine's case, they would need 8.1 megalitres.
Landholders are encouraged to consult with their local water authority, councils and CMAs as early as possible when planning a dam.
When we decided we wanted a dam, we approached Golden Murray Water first to see what process we needed to go through to get permits. They came out and had a look at the site we'd chosen. They went around and did a bit of a survey and decided it was in a good position. And once that was decided, they basically went back to their office and supplied us with a permit within a very short time. After that, we approached a contractor to build the dam. We got a bit of an idea on cost, and then basically we went ahead. It was one of those things we had to do.
It is important that any new dam constructed is in compliance with all appropriate regulations. Well, water is a scarce and limited resource, so regulation is there to ensure that everyone gets their fair share. It's also there to ensure there's enough water for the environment and downstream communities. And it's also important for ensuring safety around large farm dams as well.
Well, I think it's very important to do it by the rules because, well, this day and age, it would be so easy to be caught out, and there's always people looking at what you do over your fence, so I think you've just got to do it right.